Mr. Kelly, through multiple means, had paid the young victim and her family over $2 million not to testify and come forward in connection with the 2008 trial. So to those R. Kelly fans who want to talk about the 2008 trial and the fact that he was acquitted, it was bogus. R. Kelly bought his acquittal. He bought this victim and their parents and ensured that the truth was never told to that jury in 2008. Be clear, R. Kelly and those around him obstructed justice in connection with the 2008 trial. Those are some of the charges that he now faces. And I am highly confident that when all the evidence is heard, that he will be convicted, along with others around him, of obstructing justice in connection with the 2008 trial. Shortly after we turned over the tape to Ms. Foxx's office, we began working closely with federal investigators, both from Homeland Security and the offices of the U.S. Attorney, again in Illinois, and the Eastern District of New York. That began approximately 6 months ago. We provided client interviews, production of evidence, including text messages. There were proffer sessions, and there was testimony. This process included interviews of multiple victims who described in great detail how they had been victimized and sexually assaulted by Robert Kelly when they were 14, 15, 16 years of age. This took place with multiple federal agents present, largely here in Chicago. Witnessing these young victims describe how they had been assaulted across years, in some instances, by Mr. Kelly was nothing short of gut-wrenching. They described how Mr. Kelly, together with his enablers, had trafficked in these young girls, forced them to commit lewd sex acts with him and others. We are not talking about 1, 2, 5, or even 10 witnesses, ladies and gentlemen. We are talking about dozens of young girls. This conduct included transporting these young women across state lines, including to and from Florida, as well as the state of Indiana. Our work in connection with federal prosecutors and investigators also included bringing forward whistleblowers who retained me, and I voluntarily brought them to federal investigators so that they could disclose what they knew. These were longtime employees and associates of Mr. Kelly. Some of these individuals knew him from the early 90s, the better part of, or more than, 20 years. They described in great detail overt acts of Mr. Kelly and his enablers to traffic in young girls and commit obstruction of justice in connection with the 2008 trial here in Chicago.